Good morning. Today is Friday, September 5th. This is Wake Up with KERA News, and I'm Andrew Garcia. Temperatures are going to reach the upper 90s again today with some cloud coverage, so hopefully it won't feel too hot. We're also likely to see some showers and thunderstorms off and on again today and through the weekend. Beef is as expensive as it's ever been, thanks to the high cost of cattle, but when will beef prices be coming back down again? We'll take a look after the news. Texas Governor Greg Abbott is expected to sign into law a bill that gets rid of the STAAR test. KERA's Bill Ziebel reports some educators welcome the move, but are waiting on details.
Sheila Walker is head of the teacher organization NEA Dallas. She says she's cautiously optimistic about House Bill 8, which would replace the annual high-stakes STAAR test with 3 shorter tests throughout the school year. But Walker says she's waiting for more specifics.
Sometimes when we change things, there's something else behind it. I'm curious to see the outcome of what the real deal is on it.
HBA proponents say the law will help more kids advance academically. If it's signed, STAAR tests would end in 2027. For KERA News, I'm Bill Ziebel in Dallas.
Mesquite is a step closer to bringing a popular Dallas brewery into the city's business corridor. KERA's Priscilla Rice reports.
The Mesquite City Council this week approved a tax incentive for a developer to build a 90,000 square foot facility that will serve as the Manhattan Project Beer Company's primary production and distribution facility. As part of the agreement, the developer will also build a restaurant space for the brewery to get an additional tax bonus. City Council member Elizabeth Rodriguez Ross.
I wanted to make sure that if the residents are going to have this business in their backyard, that they're getting the most bang for their buck and that they're getting the most value they possibly can.
In a statement, City Manager Cliff Kahili said the development will enhance one of Mesquite's entertainment districts and revitalize the nearby neighborhood. For KERA News, I'm Priscilla Rice in Dallas.
If you buy beef, no doubt you've noticed that it's gotten more expensive lately. In fact, the USDA reports beef prices in the U.S. are the highest they've ever been, at an average of $9.69 per pound. So, when might they come back down again? Harvest Public Media's Michael Marks tried to find out.
The Barton Creek Farmers Market pops up on Saturdays in a shopping mall parking lot high on a hill in Austin, Texas. Richardson Farms' booth is tucked into the far back corner.
We raise beef, we raise pork, we do eggs and chicken, we have milk, and we have cheese that we make.
That's Jim Richardson, who owns the farm. He and I are talking under a tent while his grandson fetches items out of a fort of coolers. His beef products include stew meat, steak, and ground beef. Lately, they've become pricier.
I went up roughly $1 a pound. My processor went up that much or more, so without kind of keeping up, it erodes your profitability.
Richardson's worked with cattle as a rancher and a veterinarian for more than 50 years. So I asked him about the cost of beef.
Do you have any notion of when prices might come down again?
You know, I don't, and I'd say it's going to be years. It's a real complex issue, and it's not going to remedy quickly.
The big reason why beef prices are so high is that the U.S. cattle herd is really small, the smallest since the 1950s, in fact. Years of drought in cattle country have forced ranchers to sell animals. As the population dwindles, each cow becomes more and more valuable.
So we sell those, and that means then that we don't grow the herd. And that's what the situation we've been in here for a while.
That's Brenda Botel, an agricultural economics professor at the University of Wisconsin River Falls. Despite the costs, she says people are still buying beef.
I'm actually surprised at how resilient beef demand has continued to stay with the very high prices.
At 36 General, a small butcher shop and grocery store in San Marcos, south of Austin, Maddie Bills says that high prices have forced her to pay closer attention than ever before to what ranchers and suppliers charge her.
Checking pricing quarterly, because things are fluctuating, has been really important for us surviving it all.
Bill's buys pork, lamb, and cuts of beef from local ranchers.
Obviously we get ribeye, tenderloin, strip. Denver is a really popular cut of ours, which is a better value, but it's still really marbled and tender.
The shop is crammed with display cases for cheese and proteins, plus coolers along the walls with veggies, sausage, and chicken feet. In the back, workers marinate ribs, cut sheets of butcher paper, and grind black pepper. Bill said she didn't have a good estimate of when beef prices will drop again, but she has noticed that when buying direct from the source, prices don't tend to jump as dramatically.
Prices have definitely increased across the board. I will say that the more local the product, the more insulated it is from price increases. The further away you get from the source, the more likely you're going to be playing a game of telephone, and somewhere along the line, someone's going to increase the price and not bring it back down.
So at every step along the beef supply chain, the costs add up. And Battelle, the Wisconsin economist, doesn't expect the high prices to come down anytime soon.
When I'm talking year over year, I don't really see that declining at least through 26.
In fact, she believes prices still have room to go up, at least in the short term.
So I think your August, September, October, we'll still see prices increase.
So those planning a late summer barbecue will need a healthy budget if they plan to serve beef. I'm Michael Marks, Harvest Public Media.
That was Harvest Public Media's Michael Marks reporting. The Cowboys lost against the Eagles last night, 24-20, in a wild opening to the NFL season, with an Eagles player ejected before the first play for spitting on quarterback Dak Prescott and an hour-long weather delay in the third quarter. Despite all the adversity and the lack of Micah Parsons, the Cowboys gave the Super Bowl champs a run for their money. And looking to the weekend, Dallas Trinity FC take on Jacksonville Sporting Club on Saturday. Express yourself in a writing workshop at the Dallas Contemporary. Join artist Alex Gonzalez in exploring themes of identity like those in his exhibit, You Stretch Diagonally Across It. For more information and some other fun things to do, visit our Go See DFW calendar at kera.org/calendar. Thanks for listening to Wake Up with KERA News. I'm your host, Andrew Garcia. This show is produced by Shardae White with editing support from Bekah Morr. For more news in your inbox, visit kera.org/wakeup. That's where you can subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA News newsletter. You'll get a more in-depth look into the news with plenty of good morning vibes. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at KERATX. Enjoy the weekend. We'll see you on Monday.